All right, it's that time of the day again, and we have some new reveals for the next set, Monuments of Power, and we got 4 more cards. So unfortunately, no champion. I was hoping it was like an every other day thing again with the champion. I guess not. We do have less champions being revealed, so that makes sense. But we do have a whole new slew of Targon cards around healing, so I still think Soraka is going to be the next champion, so we'll see if that's the case tomorrow. But for now, we have not only some healing stuff, but a new win condition as well. So as always, my name is Justin, also known as Shit Just Works, and today we're going over, wow, a new win con for Legends of Runeterra. This should be interesting. All right, so we're just going to get right into it with this new win condition here because some of the other cards are obviously based around healing. So let's see what the win condition is first because it is based around healing before we get into all of those. And we have Starspring. So, wow. Okay, couple things here. Super cheap, first off. So it's only 2 mana. It is a landmark, so it seems like every region will get a landmark. By the time the entirety of Call of the Mountain and all of its expansions have been released, everybody will have a landmark. This one is for Targon. So we have Starspring, and all right, basically it's a win con that's if you heal 22 damage from allies or more, you win the game. Now, okay, round end, it also heals your allies, which is a neat little effect for a 2-cost card. Problem is, even though that's happening, you have to have damaged your allies in the first place in order for that to be a thing. I'm going to say it again. I know I said it in one of the last, card reveals that we had. Vladimir. I know. It's a long shot. But this gives me hope. All right, because Vladimir dealing damage and then also being able to go ahead and heal the damage back up with something like Starspring, we might have a new deck archetype on our hands. So be on the lookout. Definitely going to toy around with Targon and Noxus as the rest of this set is revealed. Maybe Vladimir Soraka is a thing. That sounds really weird. I don't know. I like this. I do think it's going to be hard to heal 22 total damage. Obviously, the idea is probably to have this happen before turn 10. And 22 damage is a lot. I think they purposely put that high just so that it's not easy, and then they can always tweak it to be a little bit easier in the future. I think 22 damage is actually going to be incredibly tough to get. Speaking of tough units might also pair well with this as well, because we all know how healing with tough is pretty good. Guiding Touch on Radiant Guardian feels kind of good. So love to see a win condition in a landmark. I love to see just a different win condition in general. We had Maokai in the Rising Tides expansion. Now we have good old Starspring as a new win condition as well. All right, and we have one really good card that I'm going to go over last, which is perfectly, it makes a ton of sense that they're releasing that card with this landmark, and it seems like it'll be a pretty good card as well for the deck and against the deck. But anyways, Spring Guardian. All right, 3 for 3. So we gotta love the even stat line, but when it's summoned, you create a Spring Gifts in hand. Spring Gifts is a 1 mana slow speed, fully healing ally. So, and it's something to note is, from the looks of it anyways, this is not an actual card. It's only a card that you get from Spring Guardian. So, inherently, I like Spring Guardian just because it is giving you that 1 card, whether you play it or discard it, whatever. But it is a decent body, and you're getting that additional spell, that additional card advantage. So seems okay. Seems like it will fit in whatever healing archetype we have. Spring Gifts, on the other hand, could be really game breaking. It is a slow speed spell, and that usually is a disadvantage, but I don't think it matters with this. Even if your opponent wants to deny this, it's going to feel really bad denying a 1 mana spell. That's still a pretty big tempo swing in your favor if you're the one playing Spring Gifts. So if you have a large unit that you are trying to heal up to get towards that win condition that we just went over, even if it's 8 health, this is going to be a pretty good chunk towards that win condition in one fell swoop that your opponent... It's funny because your opponent either has to respond by killing the follower or the spell. Generally, they're probably going to be killing the follower or champion because this is an ally, so you can heal follower or champion. And with that being said, it's just going to be, this is doubly more effective if it goes off, right? You're keeping the follower and you're getting that the heal, so your follower gains more stats. Sorry, the third thing, plus you're going towards the win condition if you are playing the win con. So I do like this synergy card for this win condition. Obviously, we're not going to really know the full effects of this or how good this really is until we actually get Soraka. Hopefully we get her tomorrow. And other healing cards. So, but as of right now, this is looking to shape up to be a pretty good archetype and a pretty good win condition. So with that said, if that is a pretty good archetype and a pretty good win condition, we have divergent paths to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. And so this is cool. You draw landmarks. So if you are kind of making one of these decks and pillaring around this landmark sort of thing, then you can play this card to dig for those a little bit faster. 3 mana, tutor a specific card seems good. Usually it's 3 mana, draw 2, so 3 mana, draw 1, but it's a specific card. Feels balanced, but you also have the option to destroy a landmark. And for that reason, I do think this is good, but it is, again, going to be dependent on how prevalent landmarks are in the metagame and in the game in general. If landmarks are a dud and nobody uses them, this really won't see too much play. What I will say is I think this is a great card for Targon. We do see Shadow Isles having some landmark destruction as well, but this is going to be another sort of thing that certain regions have as an advantage and others have as a disadvantage. Whereas Shadow Isles and Targon, we see ways to destroy landmarks. Maybe something like, I don't know, I'd probably imagine like PNZ, maybe they won't have a way to destroy landmarks. I don't know. Or maybe Ionia won't have a way to destroy landmarks. So it's going to be interesting to see which regions don't have those tools and if that's going to hurt them, obviously in certain matchups, if this whole, this win condition, this healing win condition we just saw actually becomes a thing. So I really love this card. I think it's really good. I think it's great for what they're trying to do with releasing all these landmarks, and I think it will help to keep everything kind of in check, especially with, I know everybody was freaking out about the Shadow Isles landmark being super good. Well, here is a direct counter to it, as well as the Shadow Isles cards that were released, and we still don't know what other regions are going to receive that landmark removal. All right, and that's it. Unfortunately, really only 3 cards, and then like a card that the other one gets, which is kind of unfortunate. So little lacking today on the spoilers, but we do have, I am hoping, Soraka coming out tomorrow, which means we're going to get a bunch of cards. Usually we get twice as many cards when they reveal a champion, and it's going to be cool to see how Soraka is designed, especially now that we know there is a win condition based around this landmark here. So it'll be pretty freaking cool to see how this works out. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and these new cards, these sweet new cards from Monuments of Power that I'm super excited to play with. But as always, everybody stay healthy, stay positive. I hope shit just works for you, and peace out.